Hello there guys, it's me Unstable Voltage. Welcome back to episode 21 of Crusader Kings 2 and a nice bit of Christmas background music to bring us in there. So someone asked in the comments about the strength of my liege's army. If we go ahead and have a look at my liege, we can see by looking at his realm tree, we can see that my my levy is around about 5,000 men. His levy is about 6,800. But that actually includes my levy as well. So he has an army size of 6.21k that he can raise. I have a army size of 4.4k that I can currently raise. But out of my liege's army, some of those troops are going to be mine. A guy looks very, very similar to me, and he's actually his, the Duke of Pisa is his regent. But anyway, even if I were to declare war on him, he still has the ability to hire mercenaries. He would still get a bonus to his levy because he would be the defender in a war. And he could also still get pacts mid-war, which is very much unlike EU4, where people are less likely to become your allies during a war. And he could quite easily get an alliance. He's actually already allied with the Khan of Bulgaria. So we need to definitely wait for our opportunity. We need to go and try and fabricate a claim somewhere. We've got our spy master working there. We're currently working over here in Parma. Is there any particular reason for that? Is that a province that we are trying to grab? Looks like it might be. You only have defensive pacts, I assume. That is what we're working on. Probably, again, it's been about a week since I played, so I've kind of forgotten where I was going with certain things. I do remember that I sort of wanted to try and join this province of Lombardy up with everything else. And, you know, the more provinces that we can take for ourselves, the more relative power we will have when we come to fight for independence. I mean, we could, if we wanted to, attempt to start a faction. If we really wanted to. We have the options to do that. Can never remember where it is. There's stuff kicking off. I thought it was down here. It's basically plots to kill. Fabricate on the duchy. Yeah, not really an awful lot that I want to do. Andy's becoming a little bit of a threat there, but not terribly over. You are plotting to kill William. If you could stop doing that, please, and thank you. So what is that? This is our friend here. So I have probably already had one drink too many when I am joined at the table by an equally intoxicated man. It takes me a few minutes to realise, but this surely must be Carsten. We spend quite some time drinking together and sharing our sorrows. So we can become close friends. Well, we should be, I suppose. A hostile army here from the Byzantine Empire. You're going to stop that threat there. So we're at war with the Byzantines. It could be an excellent time to try and declare independence. Lots of peasants have been moving to Pisa. Sure, we'll spend the gold to sort that out. Now, again, as I mentioned before, another thing about... Because if you actually look at the entire size of Italy, the amount of land that we've got is quite small. We probably own more of Italy than anybody else does, except maybe Benevento down there. But still, the idea is we want to try and take as much of Italy or as much of Lombardy as we can while we are still a vassal beneath this king, because that means we can just declare war on the individual counts and the individual dukes. If we were independent and we wanted to take any of the provinces in the Italian region, in order to do that we would be constantly having to declare war on the king of Lombardy, and that's fine, but of course we'd end up taking one province at a time, maybe a duchy, and we'd be constantly stuck with long truces. Though I had thought Walchis to be a more reasonable man, his request to be allowed to duel his rival was slightly erratic. Walchis claimed to be constantly subject to affronts from his rival and asked for permission to defend his honour. Who is your rival? Allow the duel. I'll allow the duel, don't get yourself killed. I write to ask you for permission to give my ward a proper Catholic upbringing. Yeah, fine. No, just keep your opinion high. Are you the king now? Yeah, you've become a chubby little ugly man, haven't you? And you want to educate that one. Fine, it's only daughters. We're not too bothered about those. So there's some sort of revolt over here that we can't really get anything done about. We have a couple of unlanded sons, which I'm not terribly bothered about. Work in Parma. We can spend some prestige. We've got plenty of it and a little bit of gold. And we can get a claim on Parma. Let's go ahead and use it. Thought I'd already... we propose be the guardian to mentor little Glenn. No, no need to do that. What we will do, though, now that we've fabricated that claim, is we'll go and get our Chancellor to improve some relations over there with you anyway. But it's now time to declare war for Parma. So you've got like 670 men. You've got no real friends to speak of. Let's go ahead and declare a war for Parma. We will send that. We'll go ahead and raise the levies. We need to let that recover a little bit as well. Let's make sure that we have some commanders, because we are missing one or two. Andy Cuthbert, you could be a good commander. You're patient. You've got some martial influence and some defense modifiers there. You're a brilliant strategist. No reason why you probably shouldn't be in there. You're like the best commander we've got. We'll put this random mayor in there. Just trying to get some of the people with the lower martial score, but we're a little bit stuck for decent options. So let's go ahead and attempt to get all of this army together. This army up here, we're going to sort of go around the long way, because we know that they're going to pop up an army there all of a sudden. What have we got going on here? Institute the ruler title revocation sovereignty law. I'm just going to ignore this. Never remember what all of those different law types do. You're safe to come down here now. We could probably find that out. If we look at sort of realm laws. It's going to be a crown law, so we'd have to click here to see that. Controlled realm inheritance, vassal, states of women, revoke title. The ruler is allowed to legally seize hereditary titles from unlawful subjects. I think that's what we already had anyway. The ruler title, revocation, sovereignty. That's what that was. There are some of the things here that still get me a little bit confused, but oh well, we will play on. Still got a vassal inheritance warning for some random baroness, but that is fine. Let's get everybody in place. They've approved the institution of the ruler title revocation sovereignty law. Right, so is that now something that we are able to see? Because I'm still a little bit confused about exactly what it is. Because that hasn't changed. Yeah, vassal war declaration. This is something that we don't want changing at all. We still want to be able to fight each other. But yeah, I can't see why the other thing is that he changed. Oh well, whatever it is, it doesn't seem to be having a lot of effect on us. As I've said time and time again, I'm not an expert with this game. I, really don't know every single thing that it can do. Where are all my commanders? Andy, where are you currently? You're a faction member. I wish you weren't. You're defending in Lucca, are you? Oh, you're actually there in the garrison for some random reason. Well, okay, let's go and make sure that we've got some people in this fight. Obviously, we, massive numbers advantage, so this shouldn't be a problem at all. We'll just go and ping-pong this army around a little bit. We've actually taken half of their numbers down already. In fact, I think we completely destroyed the army down there. Looks like we're at war with the Papal State, but we're not directly involved with that war. So, as a result, we're not going to get involved. We're just going to stay down here. But it looks like our liege has declared a war on Rome. So, the King of Lombardy claims to have unearthed shocking evidence of my criminal deviancy and low morals. He promises to keep it to himself if we promise to stay out of all factions. I'm going to agree to that. I don't really want to be in a faction. It's not my intent to declare this independence via a faction. Rumour has it that your son Glenn has been influenced by his guardian's splendour. He said that Glenn is now considered a proper Lombard. That's fine. Don't mind that too much. We're already at 75% in this war. So we'll soon have another province. I'm not liking little much that the papal state down here is siege. Well, he can't siege because he doesn't have enough men. But he's trying to siege me out down there. Got a weak claim that we can press for a chiefdom. Wow, random. Oh, it looks like you've been moved off from wherever you were doing. And we were actually trying to improve relations down here as well. I don't want to support you on the council. We're at 100%, so let's go away and offer peace here right away. So we now have another province. Let's move you home. Our domain is now too big. So let's get the army down here and disband it. Mission to Rome has been a success. Again, that's not showing in our colour, but if we sort of change to the map mode, it should. There we go, so that's ours. So what we could possibly do now is try and take this province here. Because I don't think we've got a truce with you. We just need a CB. How much does the king like us? Not an awful lot. Known murderer, vicious rumours, both diligent, refusal an offer of guardianship. That's a little bit annoying. So we could go ahead and try and grab this and join all of our land together. We need to sort out the problem with being over the domain limit. Now we've got a limit, a domain size of 7. If we go on to the de jure duchies, we've got 3 here in our primary domain, 3 here in our primary duchy, 3 here in our secondary duchy. Do we actually control all of these directly? We don't. We don't control this one. It's actually William. I will allow him to keep a hold of that one, but I do have some unlanded sons. So let's go ahead and we'll give Parma to Carsten, most likely. So, unlanded sons, we want Carsten. You are going to be the Count of Parma. There we go. And ideally, we'd like to take a little bit more land for another son. No important decisions are available. What might they be? Recruit a court physician. Apparently, we don't have one again. Now, let us go ahead and just start trying to fabricate a claim over here, I suppose. I want to see my actual land, as usual. So yeah, we'll go and start trying to fabricate over here. So, can we move you yet, is the issue. Yes, we can. Go and start fabricating over there. That's an independent count. You have a new heir. If your character dies, you will now play as Andy. So, who was my original heir, and why is he my heir no longer? Oh, right, because Andy can now vote for himself. What are your stats? You're actually not bad. You've got 19 martial. Not too sure why you've got a scholarship focus. You're a powerful vassal, discontent for not being on the council. You've got much better martial than William. William's quite terrible at this point. Let's go ahead and upset William then, in this instance. Let's go and find... let's go and find Carsten. It's not actually showing there. It's not showing there that he's angry for not being on the council. But yeah, I think we can vote for Carsten. He's got some good... No, Andy, sorry. It's Andy. But you've got some good stats. Yeah, 18, 19. Stewardship's not great. It's ambitious. Shrewd. Shrewd's really good. Because shrewd is +2 to everything. And ambitious is like +2 to everything as well. There's also brave. Yeah, you're totally going to be our next ruler with any luck. That'll upset William a little bit there. But that's fine. We'll live with that. One of your scouts reports of a pilgrim who just arrived in Ravenna. The pilgrim, known as Cornelio, has been on a pious quest to visit all of the Catholic holy sites and is now ending his journey here. During his travels, he has accumulated vast knowledge regarding medicine and is seeking to put his skills to use. Well, let's have a look. He's a scholarly theologian, he's a pilgrim, he's scarred, he's a monk, he's a mystic, he's craven, he's paranoid, but he's temperate, patient and humble. Doesn't have particularly good stats, but we'll give him a go. He might be a decent physician. It's normally based on their learning skill more than anything. Whether or not they're a witch or a mystic or a renowned physician is more about what type of cures they can offer. A rumour about a spy sneaking around my own castle was confirmed this morning when I caught him red-handed. Behead him so I can get myself some extra martial. Or I can gain some prestige, or I can gain some intrigue. I think I'd take the martial. Don't mind the temple vassal opinion too much. 21 martial now, which is quite nice. Saddle my horse. It looks like we're going after that white stag again. So, what is this random barony? Where is it? Where are you? What do you own? You own the Barony of Lodi. So you have a random barony up here, which is there. And your son, your heir, is of a different, has a different liege. So what I need to do is revoke this barony from you, don't I, really? Well, the vassals will lose some opinion, but she will say yes. So that'll put me back over the domain limit. So that gets rid of that one problem. So what land do I now own? Because I need to give some of that away now, and I'm clicking on all of the wrong buttons. I want the diplomatic relations. So I own all of this. I own Pisa. I mean, I guess what I could do with this one, I mean, I could take that for myself and give... So, for example, I could give Pisa to my other son, to Walchis. But I think what I'll do here is I think I will just go and create a new random vassal. And then we don't have to worry too much about that. Rumour has it that your daughter has been influenced by our guardian Splendour. Again, something we'd expect. Still haven't caught that white stag yet. During a particularly heated argument in the council, you stepped in as Cardinal Athari of Nice was making a fool of himself. You managed to soothe the debaters and win the argument for him. This turned out to be a great move on your part as he is now indebted to you. Great, so we've got a favour there we can call in. Scouring the countryside for your prey, you come upon a lone rider. As you strike up a conversation, turns out he also hunts the same great animal you are after. His lack of success thus far seems to match yours, but he invites you to talk and share experiences. Please join me at my court. It's better to hunt alone. A rival, he must die. Well, we don't want to be paranoid. Tedaldo. Let's go ahead and have a look who Tedaldo is. He's in my court. He'll be down near the bottom usually. You have 18 martial. You're very, very poor on other stuff, but you could be a useful commander later on. So that's fine. Looks like we've returned to our court empty-handed for the time being. Let's make sure there's no factions or anything going on. No plots. There are a couple of threats. William Luke is a bit of a threat now, but I don't think we have to worry too much about that. Being invited carousing by the Grand Mayor of Genoa. Of course I will come. Now then, is Venice still my tributary? That's not what I wanted to click on, but fine, we'll pretend it was. Tributary, yes you are. So that's good. You don't like me, but you don't need to. All you have to do is keep giving me money. We'll be absolutely fine with that. It's just annoying that you can only fabricate claims so slowly. Let's get this party started. Right, we've got a fair bit of money. So what we might want to do is go around and do stuff that increases our amount of levy. Anything that gives us more heavy infantry is really good. Militia trading ground is good. Barracks is good. Let's go for the barracks because we'd like to get that heavy infantry. And let's go and look at all of our places here. Fort level, light infantry. The keep would give us more levy size and garrison size straight up. So that's something that we want to do. That's just fort level. Again, a lot of this is actually waiting for our technology to spread enough to allow us to do this. Castle town will give us more tax income. So it's always one of the ones that's worth getting early on. What about Lucca? What have we got here? A keep would be useful, but so would the castle town. Don't want to spend through all of my money in case we do end up in a war. We want to make sure we've got a bit of a war chest to be able to hire mercenaries if need be. Looks like we have another best friend now. Someone with money as well. How are relations with El Popio these days? He doesn't like as much at the moment. Church view unlustful, known murderer, vicious rumours. Be a while since all of those, before all of those go away. Carsten has asked to spend more quality time with family in Parma. Not sure I am sure it's his idea for me to become better friends with Count Andy. Well, yeah, fine. We should do, because he's our heir anyway. So, we want to do... What's this? Oh, we've got our claim already. Fantastic. Still got some levies raised for too long. Childlats and education focus. This is a daughter. She is indolent, playful, and curious. She's also depressed. Indolent, playful, and curious. Well, that doesn't go with that. Curious. Let's go ahead and give her a diplomatic focus. And just before I forget, because we don't want to sort of waste him being sat there with nothing to do. Who owns all of these? Because we could try and go for Montferrat over here. Grab a bit of that as well. I'm just trying to find different people that I can pick off sort of one by one. Aquila up here, how are you doing with your pacts? You just have non-aggression pacts. He doesn't like us. Let's go ahead and move our Chancellor. Get you fabricating a claim on Aquila here. And what we will do in the next video is we will declare our war for Cremona over here. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are still enjoying Crusader Kings 2. I'll see you on the next video, and until then, goodbye for now.